It's a book review of The Photojournal Guide to the Marvel Comics. And this is by Ernest Gerber. The book came out in 1991. There's 2 volumes. Predominantly, I'm just going to go through one of the volumes. I can hold both up. And you can see there's fairly sized books. There's the spine. Just going to open up. And a nice quality, very nice quality book. So you can see they open nicely. They're flat like that. And what do they include? Well, you can see the covers. Now, of course, in many ways, because of all the vast indexes online, of course, you don't really need these sort of books anymore. However, it's still lovely to pick up a book like this and just spend half an hour, just looking at these amazing covers. Because the covers, of course, are the thing that sell the comics. Obviously, the stories inside help as well as the brilliant art. But the covers, obviously, that immediate impact. So you've got these dramatic covers. So what does this book include? Well, now actually, it says Volume 3, Volume 4, and obviously these are there. And then you've got a deluxe edition. Oh, well, I didn't get the deluxe edition. So this is Volume 3. Maybe the Volume 3 and 4 is the deluxe edition. I assume so. So it's got acknowledgments, it's got an introduction, it's got obviously a description about collecting. I love the bit, there's a comment here about collecting and about poor and good ones and no use for collectors for Silver Age. Most of my comics are probably poor or good. Some I've had all the way from the 60s and 70s and they're very tatty. But I enjoy reading them and I do collect them, but I don't collect them in terms of thinking, I'm going to make vast amounts of money from them, because I suspect I never will. So I'm not going to worry about that. But I still just love the stories and I love the artwork and everything else about them. And also it's great when you look for this book and it goes from A to, this one's A to J, and you've got, it's slightly odd, some of the index, because sometimes you look through and think, why is that there? Because you've got Spider-Man's at the front. You've got Amazing Spider-Man. So just going to show you an example. There's Amazing Spider-Man. And so you've got obviously 16 pics per page. And it's quite a big book, you can see. So you've got, but they're fairly small. Of course, when you go online, you've got massive pictures, so you can see them even better. But it's just still nice to be able to look through and see 103, 104, 105, etc. Spider Slayer. So you've got all the Spider-Mans. Now, this is Amazing Spider-Man, so he goes all the way through, and this one, the last one, is 334, was Electro. That's the one that's... it's also got a nice index side as well. Doesn't give vast amounts of details, but it gives some details in terms of, like, the artist, Ditko did it all the way, obviously Romita, also the date of the book, reference number, and also some details like introduce the Masters of Menace, the Crime Master. So you've got these, and all in colour, of course. You've got the Avengers, all the way to the Avengers. And there's just great stories. You flick, now actually this is one of the things I like about this book, because you go through this, you see, and actually when I said 16, you can see some, it's even smaller. So you've got the Avengers, you've got 6, obviously 36 on that page. But it's still very easy to look at, and I have no problem seeing that. Again, you've got the index at the side, so you've got all the details. You've got the giant size, you've got the annuals. So you've got all the way through the annuals. Love those annuals. Avengers 2 annual. Avengers 1 as well, pretty good. Then they, of course, became more reprints and those sort of things. Got Captain Marvel, Battlestar Galactica. But the thing is with this, you look through and think, that's an interesting series. You know, if you wanted to collect, say, Battlestar Galactica, you've got it all on one page, and you think, right, I can get that one. Very easy. Of course, now we've got eBay, etc. You can just go on there, or any other site, obviously, and you can just order those. Or you can just get them in the collected edition. I don't know if there is a collected edition of Battlestar Galactica. Captain Marvel, Conan, they're just great. I love the Conan Omnibus edition, so just great seeing all these covers. And that goes all the way up to Conan 178. Then you've got Daredevil, the New Defenders. You've got like New Defenders. Shouldn't that be under N. So anyway, Fantastic Four. Again, you got 16 on that one instead, and you got another one where you got a few more. Indiana Jones, Ghost Rider, Power Man, Hulk. And you got like Iron Man there. So you got Iron Man. You can see the covers there. As well as Journey into Mystery and Thor, of course. You suddenly think, oh, that's strange. You got Thor slightly out of sequence. Obviously, that should be in the other book. And I'm just going to go through it. So it ends with, the game was slightly confusing. You've got Jungle Action and Black Panther. And I'm just going to go to the other one. And again, this is much the same intro run. It's got about restoration, storage, etc. My storage is generally on the floor. Normally, so I've just finished reading it. It will be on the floor for a bit. Eventually pick it up. So it might be a tatty Golden Age comic, and it doesn't matter. Just pile them up, massive piles. You're not supposed to do that, of course. You're supposed to do it all in milers bags or slabbed. But that's the way I do it. So I'm never going to sell them. It's just Cull and this one, Last Starfighter, Man Thing. Again, you've got Black Panther thing. I love that one, Marvel Premiere. So you've got that Marvel Premiere. So you've got all the issues there. You've got Iron Fist, you go all the way through Iron Fist. And then you've got the great, I love that one, Liberty Legion, and you've got Wood God. You know what? I never got that one. Monarch Stalker. That one, brilliant, because that's just come out. Mark of Cain, you've got the two Mark of Cain stories. Solomon Kane in Omnibus Edition. You've got Bloodstone there, Star-Lord. Obviously Satan, Son of Satan, Marvel Saga. Now, it doesn't always include every issue, I don't think. I think there's sometimes a gap. I'm certain there were more Marvel Sagas. But not only that one, yeah, issue 2 is missing. So it's not every issue. Most of the titles do have every issue. But Marvel Saga definitely is missing because there's 1, 3, 4 and 5. No, certainly there's other examples. I knew there were other examples where it's not complete. But it's a fair amount, like Marvel Spotlight, Marvel Team Up, Marvel 2-in-1, The New Mutants. So you just got all these brilliant covers. And brilliant stories, of course. Punisher, Sergeant Fury, so you've got loads of Sergeant Fury, 81, all the way through to the annuals. Spider-Man again, Peter Parker one, Spectacular. Submariner, I love Submariner. That's one that I'm probably closest to having complete. In fairly tatty condition. They're not really brilliant, but some of the earliest comics I bought as well. I love those Submariners. Tales of Suspense, and again, Captain America's slightly out of sequence as well. Tomb of Dracula, Werewolf, and then What Ifs, Wolverine, Worlds Unknown. I love those ones. Worlds Unknown, again, sort of mostly, probably mainly for Gotham. And then the X-Men, of course. But it's even got the, so you've got X-Men 64, and then you've even got the lovely, all the reprint ones that came from issue 67 onwards up to about 90, whatever it was. 91, 92 and 93, and then the all-new, all-different X-Men. And for some weird reason, that did not turn up in my local shop. I don't know why, but I would have loved to have bought that one, of course. But probably was up in London. In Dark they were, and Golden Eye, and those sort of shops that were up in London. So, and then it's got an index at the back. You've got an artist index, which is quite nice. So you've got a whole range of where the artists appear on different pages, like John Romita, etc. So that's these absolutely brilliant photo journeys. You should be able to get copies still. I would have thought copies are still around of this brilliant book. I love it. Absolutely superb collection. And also I love the Golden Age ones. Golden Age ones also are just superb to look through. But again, they've been superseded to a degree by just a vast amount of online images. But it's still a really lovely book, so totally recommended.